Hey folks, Sylvius here. After the third video, I still have issues with the quality of the light, or like the quality of the video in areas of shadow, and I have no idea why. I've looked through the graphic settings in here, and there's so many different things, and I don't know which one of them is causing the problem. Object draw distance, model detail, material detail, landscape draw distance, frill distance, distance and postures. What does that even mean? Enables trees and other objects to be rendered over distant landscapes. Disable this to increase performance. I don't even know what that means. Atmospheric detail, DirectX, interactive waters, texturing detail, texture filtering, antistropic filter quality. Like, what does that even mean? Lighting, mass, multipass lighting. Maybe I could try that off. Increase visual quality by adding specular highlights to shiny. Dude, again, I have no idea. And the weird thing is, okay, so like the video quality looks poor, but when I'm playing the game, the video quality is not poor. So I don't actually know what the problem is. I gotta check something real quick. Let me pause, or let me hope that the game doesn't implode while I'm not paused. Alright, perfect. I minimized my overlay while it was in the loading screen, and I wasn't 100% certain that went through. Anyway, let's take a look. Do I still have my hireling? Alright, I still have my hireling. We're here to do Misery's Peak this time. The last quest I have in Korthos. So we're gonna go hop on that. I don't know who that guy was, but I'm not joining his party right now. Sorry, I had to drink some soda. Anyway. I forgot to repair my equipment. I believe it was that person who invited me. You know, I was a little concerned when I started playing this again, because I've played this game a long time ago, and I'm not really sure how popular it was at its peak, and I'm not sure how popular it is anymore. So I was a little concerned that when I got on this game, I would find basically nobody. But considering Korthos is, the most boring spot in the game almost, and a place that nobody wants to be, the fact that I found that many people right off the bat is pretty good. Okay. So anyway, as I was saying though, the thing with the video quality, I'm not sure what the case is with it, because like my screen looks perfect, like I'm running it on high def and everything. Well, I don't know if I would call it high def, but like my screen looks perfect. I don't have any problems with what I'm seeing on my end. It's only afterwards when I start watching the recording that I'm like, whoa, why does this look like crap? I haven't tried, recording any other 3D games. Maybe I should try that, actually. Maybe when I'm done here, I'll load up Skyrim real quick and just, run around in the shadows or something and see what happens. Because I really don't know what the case is here. But yeah, I mean, I fiddled with the game settings, and I fiddled with my recording programs called XSplit. I think this whole time I've refrained from naming what my recording program is. And while that's not 100% intentional, I kind of don't like them. And I've been refraining from giving them any kind of, like, word-of-mouth advertising. They're not horrible, but I had to pay for their program. And it's a monthly license that I have to pay. I think I bought it for 3 months at a time. Come to think of it, it might be running out soon. I might have to buy more of it. And I would not be pleased about that. Side note, I sort of have literally no idea where I'm going. Somehow I just doubled back on myself. Looks like I did kind of double back on myself. Well, that was dumb. I should just follow the coastline. Do. Miss. That, by the way, that little thing I just did, like, I just tried to throw a stunning fist at him and then just missed completely. When you actually miss an enemy, the words will come up like miss when your attack roll didn't exceed their armor class, for instance. What happened there was literally I just didn't attack the person and, like, attacked empty space. That's what makes ranged combat so unfortunate in this game, is that you still have a chance of your, like, not being able to break through the opponent's armor class, but your arrows and whatnot can actually just literally miss the target. And ranged combat tends to have kind of low DPS comparatively. See, like, how it said miss there for a second? Yeah. Yeah, ranged combat tends to have a comparatively low, Sorry, I had to readjust my body. What am I pushing? Wrong button? There we go. I received word from Master Hayton. Are you ready to meet him atop Misery's Peak? Yes. Simply follow the road south up the mountain. Yeah, so... yeah, the DPS of ranged attacks tends to be a little bit slow. I mean, like, you consider how fast I'm swinging my fist and kicking, compared to the archer firing one arrow kind of slowly. It does actually make a difference. So yeah, you don't often see a lot of ranged characters.
Bone-chilling breeze
usually you'll go into a quest, and assuming that a rogue isn't necessary, when you go into the quest, it'll probably be like a barbarian, a fighter, a wizard, a fighter, a paladin, and a cleric. There's always a cleric, just for the record. Always a cleric. By the way, I wanted to mention this in a previous video before I get into things here. I just mentioned this real quick. Anybody who's watching these videos and thinks this game looks pretty cool, by the way, it is free to play. You can play it entirely free. VIP is not necessary. It does make things go a little bit smoother, but it's absolutely not necessary. You can farm the turbine points and buy all of the premium areas and stuff like that, and there's plenty of areas that aren't premium, so you would in fact be fine. I played this game with my cousin for a really, really long period of time, and he was free for most of it, and was able to just get the adventure packs that he wanted. So anyway, then, ignoring that, if you're going to start playing this game, you might be tempted to play what's called a battle cleric, which is basically a cleric who can wear heavy armor and use combat, and who focuses on healing in addition to fighting melee. Don't do that. There's a couple of reasons. For one, if you're thinking about playing a battle cleric, that sort of indicates your lack of expertise with the game, so you're probably not capable of making a battle cleric that isn't awful. It's possible to make a battle cleric, but it's really hard to do. You'll end up being bad at spellcasting, bad at melee, and bad at, like, everything else. Clerics can do basically one of two things. Heal and buff, or kind of use offensive spells and heal. And if you're trying to be a battle cleric, you'll do both of those things worse than a normal cleric would, and also be worse at melee combat than a fighter would. If you want to be a fighter, or if you want to be toe-to-toe with a shield or a two-handed weapon, play a fighter. If you want some personal buff spells to make your thing, then play a paladin. Don't try a battle cleric. Again, it's possible, but it's really hard to do. So just don't do it. Furthermore, people, when they're looking for parties, they're expecting the cleric to be a healer. So they'll only take one cleric, because you can only have 6 people in your party. So when you go into a dungeon with people, and then you're like, by the way, I'm a battle cleric, everybody is going to be furious. Anyway, that was it. Let's do the quest. Hey, remember these guys?
Here. Come, there isn't much time.
I am heartened to see you still combating evil. But do be careful. I won't be able to protect you this time.
Oi, you haven't gotten into any more shipwrecks, have you?
Hayton plans for us to serve as dragon bait while you strike. Please do not fail.
Ah, you made it. I believe you're acquainted with my associates. They will be the right hand that draws the enemy out. You will be the left hand that inserts the dagger into the Mind Flayer's back. Metaphorically speaking, of course. Left hand, right hand, speak plainly, old man. Mind Flayer? What is this? What has that to do with the Swaggin? By the way, Mind Flayers are an enemy that does exist in normal Dungeons & Dragons, but they're not often encountered. I believe Mind Flayer is like Beholder. It is trademarked to Wizards Off the Coast. If you watch any of my Tibia Let's Plays, Tibia has a monster that, for all intents and purposes, is a Beholder, and in the past was called a Beholder, up until Wizards Off the Coast sent them a cease and desist order and threatened to sue them, and then they changed his name to Bone Lord. So the Beholder, along with the Mind Flayer, are sort of unique to the whole Tibia thing, and they're kind of iconic, although I think the Mind Flayers are a big part of the Eberron campaign setting. I don't even think they exist in the Forgotten Realms. But anyway. Let's do that. Mind Flayer. Listen, without the dragon and the cult, the Swaggin are no more dangerous than they've ever been. And in time, we will be able to drive them back into the sea. But as long as the dragon remains, Korthos is doomed. Our hope is that we now know the true story. Just like the cultist villagers, the dragon is not helping the Swaggin of its own free will. It is being controlled by a Mind Flayer. How is this possible? I thought dragons were immune to such things. That is the key, my friend. The Mind Flayer is using a magical quarry artifact to magnify its power, something called a Mind Sunder. If we can destroy that Mind Sunder, the dragon will be released from its control. Then maybe Korthos will have a chance. Alright. Again, Mind Flayers are like telepathic enemies. They don't really use magic. They use what's called like psionics in regular D&D. Mind Flayers are all about like mind effects and things like that. Mind control and those kind of things. Quarry are, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, Quarry, something like that? I don't know. Quarry are unique to the Eberron campaign setting. I think they're like nightmare demons or something along those lines. Yes, Selimas and her group will cause as much ruckus as they can, hopefully drawing out the majority of the enemy forces. Meanwhile, you will find that Quarry Mind Sunder and shatter it. Okay, I understand the plan. If Selimas is ready, I'll find the Quarry Mind Sunder and destroy it.
Selimas, ready your party.
Selimas.
I'll weaken the barrier for you.
Ready! Charge!
Good. Now to clear your path.
Hayden clears the passageway for you. Now to find this Quarry Mind Sunder artifact.
Just for the record, this quest is quite long. Kill the spellcaster. Ah, good, I got him on the side. I'm barely breaking through these guys' damage reduction. Trying to solo this would be pretty tough, but it's actually possible I could. So I do, in fact, want to see how far I can go without using my hireling. Just for the heck of it. Elf zombie, and a whole bunch of other things. Yeah, I'm barely breaking through these guys' damage reduction, which is unfortunate. On the upside, they're not doing much better at damaging me than I am at them. So yeah, this quest is quite long, and actually, if you were playing an average character and like you didn't have a whole bunch of experience playing this game, you might find it rather difficult. I want to make sure I'm doing my best to keep my Dance of the Clouds up and running. Do 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 do. Fun fact, by the way, this dragon, and I totally do not remember what this dragon's name is, unfortunately. But this dragon is not killable in this quest. In fact, you can't even fight this dragon in this quest. But, future quests, you get to fight this dragon, if you so choose. There's actually a quest where you have to protect this dragon from getting killed. And at the end of that quest, you can actually choose to fight the dragon, if you so choose. And it is really hard to fight this dragon. Why is my hireling here? Well, anyway, I don't know why my hireling is here, but my hireling came over for some reason. So yeah. Dragons are massively and incredibly powerful in Dungeons & Dragons, just for the record.
Several humanoid figures around the ground.
And it is... This game keeps to the relative power of dragons. They are tough. They're not like, oh, it's like a giant. It can be a sub-boss. No, not quite. Dragons in regular Dungeons & Dragons and dragons in this will wreck you. If they're anything other than like a baby dragon, I should say. So, yeah, like, for example, the quest where you can choose to fight this white dragon, even on, like, Elite, all of the monsters you fight before the dragon are way easier than the actual dragon is, even if the actual dragon's just on normal. So, like, definitely don't underestimate the power of a dragon. However, you totally can kill this dragon later on if you want to. It's just, you know, difficult. Here comes my stupid hireling again. Yo, why? Really? I mean, alright, I'm not gonna complain because a lot of times the hirelings are useless and don't do anything. So the fact that my hireling is being overly useful is all fine and dandy. I keep forgetting I have this. It's like a nice little noticeable speed boost. It's one of the awesome things, I think I mentioned this in the previous video, but it's one of the awesome things about playing as a monk. They are just inherently the fastest class. So, by the way, the trick here is that you have to release these zombies. And then, after you release the zombies, this little purple or bluish energy barrier will disappear. See, right now I can't go over it. Or I stand on top of it if I try. The little energy barrier will go away, and then I can step on it, which shoots the little beam and removes that barrier. Doo-doo. Oh, hey. I didn't even see those spiders. I totally just pushed the wrong button, but whatever. Whoa! I don't know what just happened there. Flamethrower! Ah, I got covered in spider web. Courtesy of Spider-Man. Not really. So, on a side note, this is kind of shadowy. Spider's attacking me from somewhere. This is kind of shadowy, so I'm hoping that it's not a huge problem with my weird problems with the lighting. If it is, nothing I can do about it, though. Don't move out of my way. My hireling is slightly more useless than I would like to be. Oh yeah! I didn't even realize there was a second one there. Alright. See a path up here. Whoops! I almost fell down. By the way, if your goal was actually to see whether or not you could solo these dungeons or something along those lines, you can always bring healing potions. To me, there's kind of like no real reason to focus on that, but I mean, if you really wanted to, you could. I just see no reason to intentionally forego the hirelings. They work well enough. Alright, that's still got a barrier in front of it. Yeah, I mean, the hirelings work well enough, so if you were trying solo play on dungeons, I see no reason to not just use a hireling. Oh, bad time for me to hit that button randomly. gives me my nice 20% chance to negate damage. It's like doing no damage to these guys. Damage reduction is brutal. Alright, get my silver pieces. There we go. Okay, that looks like it opened up that door. Ugh. You know, I kind of don't want to deal with you right now. Also, why are you already almost dead? Alright. By the way, if you fall off this for some reason, you will probably die, so try to not to do it. Although, you can probably do it with, you know, the smaller height right here. Could I get a heal, friend? And a bless. And another heal. And I'm gonna jump off. One of the levers I need to pull. Alright, I'll leave my hireling back there. Ugh, my expeditious retreat has worn off. I'm slow again. Up until I casted it. Again. Perfecto. For the record, when you complete this quest, you'll get the other pair that goes with these items. This quest can only be accomplished once, though. Or at least the reward can only be acquired once. So you can get as many anger steps as you want, and it has many of the other items you want. So you can get the, like, the Pathfinder boots, the Protector's gloves, and all that jazz. Ooh, potion of jumping. But you're only gonna get one of, it's a necklace that's part of the pair, just for the record. So yeah, you're only gonna get one of the necklaces. Flamethrower, guys. Really? A zombie made a reflex save on me? That one should be open now. Yep, that one's open. Could potentially use that restaurant if I wanted to, but I don't.
With the second signal crystal activated, you hear the stone door at the base of the cavern rolling open.
Oh, look, it's another ice spider. Oh look, it's dead now. I gotta remember how to get up there. Looks like... Dude, there's ice spiders literally everywhere. Also, I'm kind of dying. I would prefer to not be dying. I think being entangled, by the way, is similar to being, like, stunned, where any incoming attacks will deal extra damage to you. Not an ideal situation to find yourself in. Also, on a side note, on higher difficulties, a lot of the, like, on epic difficulties, for instance, a lot of the strategies used by players, in lower difficulties stop being viable all of a sudden. However, the monk's use of Stunning Fist stays viable indefinitely. Come on. There we go. To be honest, it looks like, in the chat down there, it looks like somebody is new to the game. Maybe I can take credit, and they decided to start playing because they saw my videos. How sick would that be? Boss! Was not easily stunned. Again, was not easily stunned. But was relatively easily killed. Open the chest. I gained bonus EXP for being a VIP. I didn't know that. Ooh, a shock your right axe. Solid, full-on, like, elemental burst. Not bad. Not bad. I'm gonna rest here, because resting will reset the uses on my, my items. My anger step will be redone, and if I had used any of the other items, that would also be redone. I've been kind of forgetting the fact that my, my robe gives me once a day jazz. Featherfall. And we're going that way. By the way, that room I was just in is kind of the one that's like the most confusing for new players. And the map is definitely not helpful. Take a look at what the map looks like. Yeah, that's what the map looks like for that room. Map is not helpful for figuring out where you need to go. Am I right? I definitely just pushed the wrong button. Whoops. Damage from falling. You know, I ran right into him and I didn't see him at first. He got me good. Healed. I think at this point I'm approximately about halfway through. Hard to say. Maybe a little bit more. I think that big room was kind of the halfway point. Yeah, by the way, that dude...
Chills run down your spine as you finally come face to face with a dragon that has been terrorizing corners. Even at rest, it is a truly awesome beast.
Purple names mean they're super bosses, also known as raid bosses sometimes. CR roughly indicates, at least I'm not 100% certain how true it is in,
The rear of the cavern pops open. Cultists attracted by the roar of combat rush out to confront you.
I'm not sure how true it is for this game, but in normal Dungeons & Dragons, CR means challenge rating, and what it actually refers to is a monster with a CR of like 5 is a average challenge for a balanced party of 4 characters of level 5. So like a CR 5 like Ogre is a fair challenge for a cleric, wizard, rogue, fighter combo who are all level 5. And fair challenge means they're not really supposed to waste a lot of resources on the fight, and there's not supposed to be a real risk of dying. And of course, you know, obviously it depends on like how intelligent you play the monsters and things like that. So according to the traditional telling of CR, that meant that that dragon was a fair challenge for a group of 4 level 36 characters. You can see my zombies are CR3s. Now obviously that's not the case because I'm a level 3 character, and even if I know what I'm doing, a level 3 character should not be able to simultaneously engage 4 CR3 monsters. In fact, it's the opposite situation of what it should be. But, you can kind of, like, if a monster has a CR higher than your level, that means it's a tough monster, is a good way of looking at the situation. Like, the whites have CR 5s, for instance, and you'll see that they're actually hurting me. Whites, I believe is how that's called. Honestly, I've never really been certain how to pronounce that. Is it just white, like the color white? Or is it pronounced differently? I've never known. Come on, dude. Now, most of those misses you see are them missing me. Dodge is referring to whatever my dodge chance is at the moment, and I honestly don't remember. And blur is referring to the Dance of the Clouds effect that's on it. Blurry, sorry, is what it's called. Whoops, I totally just pushed the wrong button. You guys kind of suck. %20 miss chance is pretty solid, just for the record. There goes my expeditious retreat. Alright, and one archer dude left. The one thing about archers is they do, in fact, usually hit with their attacks. They're pretty accurate opponents, if you will. And you should. Was that the only lever I had to hit? Good, that was the only lever I had to hit. So far, I'm still doing good without my hireling.
The ground quavers, and you look down to see a tunnel beneath the ice.
There's the dragon chasing after the friends.
The dragon roars as it thunders after Selimas and Jeets and Talbron. The ruse is working.
I could pee on it right now. Alright, up we go. Punch some people in the face. You know, I forgot that I'm in fire stance right now so that I can build up ki faster. And I forgot that fire stance reduces my wisdom. And the effectiveness of my... Didn't kill it a little bit more than I would like to. Sorry, yeah, the effectiveness of my stunning fist is based off of my wisdom. So a reduction in my kind of already not super high wisdom is actually kind of a problem here. Wow, I only healed 4 with that one. How sad. And my armor is damaged. Ah. That little climbing up that little ledge right there interfered with, or broke my streak of trying to hit my special abilities. Should probably call my hireling over at this point. Yeah, let's do that. Because I'm kind of dying. No, don't attack him. Heal me, you moron. Thank you. Yeah, keep up the heals, friend. Keep up the heals. There's not too many enemies that you'll run into in the game that are purely ranged opponents. Which is kind of regrettable, I think, sometimes, but the few times where they are, it's kind of fun. Like, it'd be cool to also be a ranged combatant and, like, you know, have a shootout with them across this, like, ledge. Actually, too, on the topic of ranged attacks, at least to me, the point where ranged attacks become the most fun and useful is in wilderness areas, where you can zoom in and be like a sniper, essentially, and, like, hit the enemies from massive distances away. Wow, there's still more of them here. I'm thinking about getting cleave at some point when I level up. Some hit all the enemies around you would be nice. Hireling, come over here and open this, please. Because I'm busy punching the air. Alright, hireling, don't do anything. Whatever. It's cool. It's cool. My robe's been damaged again. I mean, I am taking an enormous amount of fire right now, but still. Wait, how damaged is my room?
A signal crystal
10 out of 25?
glows with power as you engage the first control lever. But where is the second?
Biddieth retreat. Do 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 do. I remember I was doing this quest a long time ago on my monk, and it was like I was on level for the quest, and the quest was pretty complicated. Had a whole bunch of things going on in it. Like, by no means an easy quest is what I'm getting at. And I was doing it with like a party of people, and everybody like died and left and disconnected except for me and one other dude. Alright, I'm getting a little bit closer to dying than I would like to. Oh boy. Heal, friend. Heal! Yeah, heal better, please. Anyway, so yeah, it was me and one other guy. All the other people left. And he happened to be a monk too, and I was a monk. So normally, you know, without healer support, things get harder. Furthermore, is that the way I'm going, or is that the way I came? That's the way I came. Furthermore, dungeons, like, the difficulty scales based on how many people go into the dungeon. So, with 6 people at the beginning, all the monsters were a little bit harder, and there's more monsters. So now it's down to 2 of us. Both of us don't have healing support. Things were kind of complicated. But at a certain level, monks get another ability that lets them just, like, meditate, essentially, to heal. So me and him just used that to fight this, like, horrible attrition battle. Slowly grinding our way through the dungeon, like, fighting one monster at a time. And I'm dying. Well, this is awkward. Yeah, keep up the heals. See, every time I start talking about my past like that is when I stop paying attention and then start dying. Well, anyway, so yeah, it took us like 2 hours to go through the dungeon, but it was just constantly like we'd pull one enemy with like a ranged weapon, pound that one enemy, then we both of us do our little heal thing, and then we go after the next enemy. We keep running away, which is a thing that monks do really well, by the way. The monks are excellent at running away. Ugh, there's my armor again. So yeah, though, it was an interesting match. It was cool that we both succeeded, though, after, like, you know, after everything went down the way it did. Alright, I do think my hireling needs to rest here, because my hireling is at low HP, or low mana. Dude. Oh wow, I successfully tripped someone. Check that out. You want to be a little careful when a whole bunch of people get on your hireling, because sometimes your hireling can be stupid and just let themselves die. And you lose EXP if somebody in your party dies, so it's best to avoid that situation. See, right now I should be getting what's called like a flawless bonus, I think. Mischief bonus and onslaught bonus. I'm surprised I haven't killed anything yet. But flawless bonus, yeah, 10%. If it's just a hireling that dies, the penalty is only... It becomes a 5% boost. But if a player dies, you lose that flawless bonus entirely. So it's best to not let that happen. Alright. Did my hireling literally not rest? My hireling is an idiot. Good job, hireling. Although I do think it's funny how she's sitting behind her shield like that. Meditating can be done, you know, like, you can get out of meditating early. And you do get, like, diminished returns. But it also has a maximum length, so when that bar fills up, it will stop. I just totally pushed the wrong button. Go me. In fact, I have no idea what I'm doing at this point. Sub boss. Our foe is upon us. Summon the demon now. So cold. What fools bring me here? You will die. This is an ice flint. It's kind of a hard opponent. Those types of monsters. Wow. Was that a critical hit on that heal right there? Those types of monsters are monsters that you'll actually run into at some point. And they are tough. Oh, a fireball would be nice right about now. That's the next best thing. Beat them down. Oh, I killed one of them with that too. Even better. There's quite a few of them that just charged me. Yes. In fact, let's put that on my hotkey bar, because I have, what, 24 of them? Do I have a button 0? Okay, I do have a button 0. Okay. Wow, 4. I'm glad I didn't rely on that in times of need. By the way, it's not a terrible idea to carry around some potions just in case. Sometimes your hireling is kind of an idiot, and there's no guarantee that your hireling will not die. So it doesn't hurt. Yeah, like for example, certain situations your hireling becomes an idiot, like this one. Now, I don't know how much things have changed in this game recently, but a lot of high-end enemies are devils, and a lot of other high-end enemies are aberrations, and a lot of other high-end enemies are undead. And the light monk gets a whole bunch of things for fighting all 3 of those types of enemies. So, at higher levels, the light monk is amazing. Now, I don't know if suddenly they've made it so there's a whole bunch of other types of enemies that you'll run into at high levels. I know the one expansion of sorts adds a whole bunch more humanoid-type enemies. So I know you will start running into other things, but that thing there is a mind flare.
Waves of psychic energy pound into you as you spot a green crystal on the ledge ahead. At last, this must be the quarry Mindsunder.
See, it's got like a squid head, and it actually uses those tentacles to wrap a person's head, and then like drill through their skull and eats their brains.
The Mind Flayer and Dragon are locked in a contest of wills.
Apparently, part of the myth of Mind Flayers is that they don't have like normal emotions. And one of the things they get off on is
as it loses the Mindsunder's power, the dragon reasserts its will and looks very annoyed.
If only I could loot all that gold.
Follow me. Hayton wants a word with you.
Let's get out of here. Yeah. Mind Flayers, apparently, they like to, like, listen to the motions of people, since they themselves don't have the same types of emotions. So usually they, like, capture people and, like, drug them or torture them so that they can experience the feelings. Good times.
Well struck. I wish we'd dispatched the dragon, but such a feat is beyond my abilities.
It will take hours to remove the fang marks from my armor.
Next time you fight the dragon and I'll break the crystal.
Ah. You are a wonder, Sylvius. To be truthful, I did not actually think this plan would work. I was ready to die in a blaze of glory. Yes, we won. I wonder what will challenge me now that I face the dragon. Ah, well, don't worry. There's always a bigger evil beyond the horizon. In fact, speak with some guy, if you truly fancy an adventure. He's at the village pier, and he can take you to Stormreach. You'll find plenty of evil there. Haha. I'll seek him out at Korthos docks. Thank you, and farewell, Lars Hayton.
Here, take this portal, so you won't have to walk back.
Bam.
And like magic, the snows stopped. Savior of Korthos! They cheer as you return. But destiny has greater plans for you than just this small village.
I didn't even rank up from that, it looks like. What's this? You say the dragon's gone? Brilliant, glorious. I commend you for your valiant efforts. Please do take something from my personal collection as a reward. So you go. So I'll take the... Oh, wow. I wonder if they all do the same thing. Resistance +1, strength +1. Arcane, intelligence, and charisma. Restores... Effects the mnemonic, however that mnemonic aid is spelled. Potions that do that are very expensive. So items that restore your spell points are very rare. And 10 to 35 spell points could be anywhere between 1 and, well, 1 spell, depending on the level of the spell. Wisdom and resistance. Dex and resistance. Dex and resistance. Strength and resistance. Dex and resistance. Interesting. Well, I'll be taking the Anger's Gift regardless. Alrighty, where's my new amulet? There it is. Anger's Wrath, which pops up here now. This item will give you a +2 to hit with all attacks. So now I have a +15 to hit. Right. Alright, folks. That was Misery's Peak. If you were on the snowy side, you would now have been on the sunny side when you took that, dimensional... That was what that was, by the way, a dimensional door. When you took the dimensional door back, you would have been on sunny side. So, like I said in a previous video, all these other players that you do see running around, like whatever that person's name is, are only here on sunny side. They're not on snowy side. That's just the way things are. So anyway, so our next video, I'll be going back to Stormreach. I did go to Stormreach before, so I could buy a hireling, and things have changed a little bit. Very minorly, but a little bit, and it's very confusing to me, and I'm not sure what's up with things, but that's how it is. Anyway, folks, let me log out. Oh, cracking my knuckles. By the way, all those people that you see there with, like, Master Bladesman and things like that in their name, they can give you advice on how to play your character. I don't know if it's good advice, but it's advice. Anyway, I'll be going to Stormreach. There's an auction there. Maybe I can sell some of my stuff, do some cannon crafting and things like that. Except all that's in the future. For now, though, like, favorite, comment, subscribe. Check me out on Facebook, Patreon, and Twitter.